This guide is intended to demonstrate the proper loading technique of the Primo Vision culture dish for achieving optimal results with the system. The Primo Vision embryo culture dish should be prepared with culture media on the day prior to starting a time-lapse sequence, allowing the media to equilibrate before introducing the embryos. The dish is loaded with 80 microliters embryo culture media, depending on the characteristics of the media and the laboratory protocols. The dome of the drop should be as flat as possible. The rim around the wells helps to achieve this. It is extremely important to load the Primo Vision embryo culture dishes correctly, as the presence of air bubbles may reduce image quality. The easiest way of loading the 9-well dish without creating air bubbles is to load the microwells with culture media, one well at a time, using a fine pipette with an outer diameter not wider than 230 micrometers. To achieve this, place the tip of the pipette very close to the bottom of the first microwell under a stereo microscope and fill with an amount of media which will not emerge from the microwell. Repeat this step with each microwell one by one. Avoid loading each microwell with larger amounts of culture media because it will overflow into the neighbouring microcells, causing air bubbles which stick to the surface of the dish to become trapped on the bottom. The drop can be enlarged to the desired volume and size by placing the given amount of culture media onto the middle of the dish, covering all the wells. After filling the microwells, overlay the culture media with 2.5 to 3 milliliters of oil, covering the whole droplet. The oil overlay is important to improve image quality as well as culture conditions. The dish is now ready to undergo overnight equilibration. On the day when the time-lapse project will start, before placing embryos into the Primo Vision embryo culture dish, check the dish for air bubbles that may have appeared. These air bubbles must be removed, otherwise they may grow larger during incubation, which may affect embryo visibility and analysis. These air bubbles usually appear in the edge of the microwells or close to the rim around them. They are not stuck to the surface of the dish, and they are easily removed with a pipette. When the dish is free of air bubbles, the embryos are placed one by one into the wells by fine pipetting. The embryos need a few seconds to settle in the bottom of the wells. Oil droplets or air bubbles that were created in the drop must be removed, because they can float into the field of view of the microscope and reduce image quality. Carefully carry the dish to the incubator with a steady hand and place it onto the sample holder of the microscope. This step needs some practice to ensure the droplet containing the embryos is not disturbed. In order to place the embryos into position for the image acquisitions, adjust the incision on the edge of the dish to the white line on the dish holder. The embryos are now ready for the start of the time-lapse project. For more information about how to use and set up the system, please read the user manual carefully or contact your local Vitra Life representative.